But if you think about it, we as black people, we hold on to anchors. Is what I call them. Mm-hmm. And we purposely pick them up. We will pick up that cousin. That's an a-hole. Mm-hmm. We will get a new friend at college. It'd be the worst dude on campus.
The worst one.
You in the locker room. Who you hang with? The dude that.
Oh yeah.
That's your boy. And why you talking to him? You don't know.
I don't know.
But that's your boy. They put
me with him, so hey,
right. You know. Your locker was next to his. Next thing you know, y'all talking.
Yep. Yep. I'm like, whoa. Hey. They can see you.
You don't see y'all living right there. Exactly. They don't be looking. Yeah. They don't be looking.
I got it. I'll be in the room.
You know what I'm saying? But we tie ourselves to those anchors. Mm-hmm. Why do we do this? I looked at it this, and you can tell me if I'm right or wrong.
Okay.
I said it's easier to be around people who fail. So even if you fail, you didn't fall below them.
Yes.
So a lot of people in sports, like they want to hang out with alpha dogs like themselves because they can see the failure pretty quickly. Mm-hmm. If you hang around a bunch of dudes that bat over 300, as soon as you bat under 300, you feel bad. But if you hang around a dude that's always at the Mendoza line, you always better than them. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what we do as black men, I think. Mm-hmm. We have such fear of being challenged by other great men, other alpha dogs, that we will hang around a crew of people who can't help us when things go wrong. One of the things I look at is how I want to pick a friend is, if I go to jail, if you can't bail me out, but if you go to jail, I can bail you out, then we unequally yoked. I don't need that guy as a friend. If your phone bill be paid, and I can give you money, but you can't do the same for me. If I can give you a ride, but you can't give me a ride. You know, once we start running down things like that, I think that we need to look at people like that. But I think black people, especially mostly black men, we're afraid to, because that holds us to a standard, and that standard allows us to, it separates the boys from the men immediately if you hang around alpha dogs. Mm-hmm. What do you think?
I think that's true. I mean, I actually had it, not pretending it's more so to black men, but in baseball yesterday at the White Sox spring training, we had a situation come up where it was a simulated game. One of our pitchers needed extra work, so they asked a few of us hitters to come hit live off of him. He was just going to hit. No defense was out there. He was just going to get some work, and we was going to hit off of him for extra work. I asked the guys over there. You know, I was ready to go, but, you know, common courtesy. Hey, man, you want to go first? Everybody started shying away. No, I don't want to go first. You know, because all the big dogs, all the big wigs, all the general managers, the owners were watching this pitcher pitch. So nobody wanted to fail first. If I was going to fail, I wanted to fail after the first guy. Not me, but that's everybody's mentality. Everybody's mentality was, I want to go first because if I fail, I look bad. And then everybody else gets hits. And then I feel like the spotlight's on me. And, you know, what am I going to do? But you know what I said after I asked two? I said, I'll go first because I'm going to set the tone. It's a mentality.
Amen.
It's a mentality. And what happened was, boom, second pitch off the center field fence, and everybody else was like, huh, but you should have saw. See, the next part to that is, after I set the tone, that's what I did. The next guy, a double. The next guy, home run off of that guy. And I felt bad for the pitcher because he was out there getting the rubberneck. The trainers had to go hold his hand. You know about that.
And the chiropractor had to come and see him.
But that's crazy how you said that, because it instantly brought me back to that yesterday, that people are so afraid to fail that they don't want to fail first. Mm-hmm. But you shouldn't even be thinking about failing. You should go out there and say, I'm going to get it done. It's a mentality.
I like what you said about setting the tone. Because I believe in being the table setter. The guy, hey, I'll bat first. I'll be the leadoff guy, because in baseball, again, the leadoff guy is a difficult job. You're the first guy to go out there and strike out, and the whole everybody looking at you.
You starting the game off.
Yeah, you starting the game off. Whatever you do could literally decide or dictate how we play.
And sometimes dictate the game. Because if you lead off with a home run, boom, that other team's like, oh, here we go again.
The pitchers rattle.
Inning starts because of all what you've done. But it takes a special person. But it's not that the person is better than me physically. It's not that he's stronger than me. It's not that he's faster, taller. It's that this man has a plan up here, and I'm going to get the job done. That's his mentality. You ask any leadoff what it is.
Yeah, that's the mentality, right? That literally, to bat leadoff, you have to have that
mentality.
I'm going to set the table.
I'm going to do it. Anything less than that in a sport that's designed to humble you, a sport that's designed for you to fail, Now I've heard a coach tell you, if you go out there with no confidence, I don't care how good your swing is, you go out there with no confidence, you're gonna be in the dugout faster than it took you to get to the plate.
Phillip Rivers is a guy in this baseball. Phillip Rivers is a guy who I love to talk about because it's exactly what you just said. He had enough confidence to overcome what the NFL scouts said was a horrible, horrible delivery. They said he would never make it as a pro the way he throws it. He almost shot puts it. But if you talk to this man, there's nobody more confident than him. He literally thinks he's the best quarterback. And here he is 10 years deep in the league, still one of the top quarterbacks because of this.
And confidence, and we're using sports a lot, but confidence goes in everything that you do. You got to have confidence, especially if you put it. What gets me is when people put in the work, but then they show up come game day and have no confidence. When all it is just a switch in the mind. That's it. You put in, I'm talking about hours, blood, sweat, and tears on the battlefield, practicing, swinging 100 times a day, 300 times a day, but CJ, I just can't get the results in the game. I can't get the results in the game.
Another example. Shaquille O'Neal used to talk about how, in practice, he could shoot 100 free throws and hit 90. And they used to claim that other people saw this. But the mental block made it to where he couldn't do that same thing in the game. And a lot of us are that way. Like you said, we practice, we know our way around this thing, but when the lights come on, we can't do it. What do you, is this something that can be taught to help them? Or is this something that's, you're born with that gene of, I'm not afraid of the big lights? Seriously, what is that?
Well, what I coach is that is understanding how to create faith and confidence. And it comes from repeated affirmations. That's what I coach, repeated affirmations, because the only thing that you're going to believe, like you know how they say if you keep telling a lie, you're gonna believe it sooner or later. You're gonna believe it. You're gonna tell it till you make it. You're gonna fake it till you make it sooner or later. You're gonna be living the life, right? But I tell people, I say, hey, if you want to get a hit in that game, when you wake up in the morning of that game, you say to yourself, I have prepared for this game. And you say that to the week leading up to the game. Every day, I have prepared for this game. I will get a hit. I will get 3 hits in this game. I will deliver my team to victory. You say that around the clock every day up until the day of your game, I guarantee you it will happen because you believe it will happen.
Because they claim in the pros, pretty much the differential is minimal. The greatest jump between great player to good player to average player is here.
Exactly.
When you think about something like that, in a group of where there's only 1% of society that can even make it there, and you still have people who've made it to where there's less than 1% of people and they still have doubts, confusions, insecurities. If you think about that, doesn't that make it easier to teach people in the regular civilian population, to teach them, hey, look, I can point to these guys and show you these guys who you think have it all. Alex Rodriguez had to have someone there to talk him up. How can you transpose that, explaining to them that there are other people who, quote unquote, are greater than you, who have greater insecurities? And how can you get them to embrace their insecurities and then overcome them? Because that seems to be the biggest thing that we have in society. Most people's insecurities eat them alive.
Eat them alive. You got it. I keep saying that, beating it like a drum. You got to have that core group of people that is going to surround you around to help you with that mentality. You got to have those people in place, and then so when I come to you with this problem, I say, okay, Tommy, this is what I need for you. I've been struggling with this. I put in the time. I put in the work. What is it that I can do to get over this hump? I got this presentation coming up, but I'm a nervous wreck. But I've done the presentation at home. You didn't see me do the presentation, but I just don't believe that I'm going to do good. And then that's when you come in and say, why don't you believe? I don't know. You will do it because we've put in the time. It's going to come out, but the only way it won't come out, yes, what you tell me, the only way it won't come out is if you believe it won't. You got to go in there and say, I'm going to get it done. You're going to suck it up and you're going to get it done. And once you start to get it done that first time, and you're going to see how it happened and how easy it was. Because every time we do something, what do we do at the end of it? Dang, it really wasn't that bad. Because it was inside of you the whole time. But you got to be the one to call it out. See, that's what they say in life. You have to make a decision. I can lead you to the water. But if you don't drink, that's on you. You know, I can put it inside of you. I can coach you until I'm blue in the face. But you gotta make a decision. You gotta make a choice. And that's why it's 10% of people that do it, because it's difficult to do. Yeah. But that 10% is in everybody. But you gotta make a choice. You know, so no matter, you know, you can go to your good coaches, you can go, maybe you might connect, because like they say, coaches, you know, my terminology might work for you, but it might not work for the next person.
That's true.
It might not work for the next person. But going to that, whoever you got to go to get that switch on, to get that switch on. But at the end of the day, can't nobody turn that switch on for you. You got to turn that switch on for yourself. You know, I can put the speech inside of you. I can work with you 40 hours a week on your swing. But when you get in that batter's box, I'm not there no more. When you do that presentation, I'm not there no more. But as soon as you realize that you have the ability inside of you and you call on it, Oprah said it best, the same wind blows on everybody's sail. But you got to be the one to get up there and direct it. And Oprah realized it. She made the decision, and now she's Oprah. Donald Trump did the same thing. The same wind that blew on them blows on me and you. But you got to get up there and do the sail.
That's deep. Hey, I'm live with my brother CJ. Tell them where they can find you at.
Just go to cjbeatty.com. Have a nice little website that keeps up with all my blogs and my events. I got some motivational quotes, some motivational videos on YouTube, youtube.com/motivational nuggets. You make sure you check me out every Wednesday. I'm always putting up a new video.
What's that Twitter handle?
That Twitter handle is CJBeatty44. Same thing for Instagram, CJBeatty44.
We're going to make sure that we get all of his information up. This brother is going to be a superstar, not only on the field, but off the field, because he got his head on right. And that's why I love talking to him. The brother walked up to me right before I said a word. Look, you're going to talk to me. Where did you get that ability to do that? Because a lot of people can't do that one thing that you did, which is you never meet a stranger.
Yes, sir. Yeah, so I mean, it's just, well, I
think it's because we're from the South.
I mean, I guess that's what it was. That's Southern hospitality. That Southern hospitality came out. But as I walked in the room, and I said, man, they look important. I need to meet them. I went over there. I put some C.O.M.M.E.N.T on because I didn't want to meet nobody with the white lips. So, but anyway, they looked important, and I said, you know what? Because your posture. Your posture, like I tell people that posture is everything. Don't come in there slouching.
I believe it.
Your name represents who you are. You walk around proud. Go ahead, that's you. You represent yourself. Your posture, you and your man, your videographer came in there with great posture. I said, you know what? These gentlemen look important, and I need to meet them. And so therefore I did. But at the end of the day, I'm proud of the person that I'm trying to become. So what do I have to hide?
Nice, nice, nice. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been a wonderful sit down. I've enjoyed it thoroughly because you've taught me something. And I don't like being around people who I can't learn from. To be perfectly honest, I don't want to be the smartest person in the room.
Yes,
I like actually being the dumbest person in the room. So therefore I can see my measurable growth. When you're the best player on the team, you can't tell if you're getting any better.
That's good.
So I purposely put myself in position to be around people like you. Yes. And I thank you so much for coming to join me.
Man, thanks for having me. It's been a pleasure. I really appreciate it.
No problem. You guys make sure you follow him on Twitter. We're going to make sure we put all the links up on the website. This has been a wonderful discussion about plan A, B, C, but don't put too many plans out there because you don't want to be that person. What did you call it when a person, what'd you say, a man who?
I said, he that is everywhere is nowhere.
We'll end it on that. That is a beautiful quote, beautiful note. We'll see you guys.